Hello, this video is going to cover how to create a unit. Very similarly, this is also how you could go back and edit units once they have been created. So let's jump in. To access your unit, you can click on the settings button here, the menu option, and then scroll down to units. And this is going to bring up a list of any units you've already created. If you have not created any, then this list will be blank. You can go ahead and click new unit and give it a name, and then click save. So from here, we're going to go through each of these tabs. We also have written help articles that cover the majority of these features, if not all of them, if you're someone who prefers more of a step-by-step option or to read the information that's being shared with you. So here on our general tab, what are we looking at? You have your name. If you want to also give your site a site number, you can do that, and the description. The description is what your potential guests are going to see on the reservation portal. So I do recommend adding information here that would be fun for a guest to read about to entice them to stay at this specific site. You have your capacity here. And then down here, some categories. So unit type in Firefly, you can have all different types of units that you set in your property settings. So I'm going to leave it here as an RV site for now. And then a unit class. The unit class is a time-saving tip that we recommend everyone use, so that way when you're going back and making changes, you don't actually have to make a change to the individual unit. You can make a change to an entire class at a time. From here, you can set the RV minimum and maximum length, determine if sides are allowed or not, and then if you want a minimum manufacturer year, you can add that as well. At this unit level, you can prohibit equipment types. You can also choose what types of reservations are going to be accepted. So maybe you have some sites that are only for standard or short-term reservations, and then others that are only for long-term or ongoing, or all of your sites can accept all. And then you can click save. Jumping over here to the rates tab, this is where you're going to actually set up what the cost to rent this unit is. And so in Firefly, we have daily, weekly, monthly, and seasonal rates. We have standard rates within those, and we also have special rates. Special rates can be based off of time or other criteria, and we have more in-depth resources to get these set up for you as well. Jumping in here to create a standard rate, I'm going to call this 2025 standard RV rate, and we can set it at $100 a night. And you can copy everything over to the weekdays, copy to all days, or have different rates per night, depending on what you have set up. You'll choose when it begins. You always have to choose a rate beginning date. You do not have to choose when the rate ends. So you can leave this empty if you want the rate to continue forever. Some parks set the rates just for their seasons, and at the end of the season, they go in and update those. You can determine the occupancy that's included in the price they're paying if you want to add to that as well. So now we have a rate. And then this deposits tab is where you can choose how much money is required when the booking is made. And so you could choose to collect 100% of it. You can add or edit the default deposit rule to change that. Maybe you want to only collect a night fee, or you want to collect a flat amount of money. You can do that as well. And you can customize it based off of the reservation type. This next tab here is cancellations. This is another time-saving tip to get set up as you are jumping into your park. Cancellation rules are going to tell your clerks, tell the system how much refunds or what to do with an actual cancellation. We also have more in-depth resources on setting up these cancellation rules, but at a high level, you'll click Add Cancellation Rule and then determine what policies or rules you want around cancellations and how much or little refunds you want to provide. This taxes tab here, if you do not have any taxes yet created, you'll need to go over to the taxes page by clicking this link and create a new tax to add to the unit. Photos here, you do not have to do this in your initial setup, but it is recommended. People book when they see what they can book, and so you can add unit photos here as well. Similarly, on the amenities tab, if you don't have amenities yet added for your park, you'll need to go and do that. but then once they are here, you can add an amenity and check which are applicable for this unit. Minimum and maximum night rules are important if you have them at your park. Maybe you don't want people to stay longer or shorter than a certain amount of time, and so you can add those rules here. It can be only for a certain amount of time, a certain amount of days, lots of customization options for you. And again, similar with all the other features, we have more resources that go in depth on all of this. Lock fees, you can create lock fees. So if you want to charge extra for this unit and for someone to be able to say, I want this unit specifically, do not move me before I arrive, then you can charge them extra and pass that fee along to the guest. Site blocks or unit blocks. If you know right from the bat that this is going to be blocked out for a certain amount of time, maybe it's maintenance, maybe this is a unit that you want in your site, but it's actually for your manager, then you can go ahead and add dates here to block out the site. You can give it a reason and it will block it from being reserved. And then this is for later on. You don't need this in the initial setup, but you can actually add your utility readings right at the unit. And then add-ons are a great thing to add as well. So required add-ons means that when this reservation is made, this is always going to be automatically added on top. So an example of that could be a cleaning fee for a cabin. And then jumping over here to the notes tab, these are internal for you. We do have a help article that goes over what every single note in the system means and if it's public or not, and so you can review that at any time. But the things to pay attention to the most when you're setting up your unit is this general tab, and then any of these rules that apply to how you manage your park. If you have questions, our team is always here to help, but that is the basics of getting started and creating a unit. And remember, if you're in your trial, just get 1 or 2 units created. We can help you clone the rest and get everything set up once you move on to your onboarding time. Thanks so much.